Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining as always. We're going to be reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising from now until a month later. And what I'm doing now is I'm testing a little bit, experimenting as always with some of the formats and the setups that I've got here. So because, due to an upgrade in the internet here at this place, I can finally just record straight from the phone and then just chuck them into YouTube. It's going to streamline, it's just going to make everything run a lot faster. And I think it's just going to help me to get into the flow and a routine of getting these things out as quickly as possible. Without rushing too much, of course. But it also leaves more time for banter and, whatever kind of BS I want to actually talk about. So drill goes as always in this recording. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so you don't miss any updates from future postings. Furthermore, if you would like to support the channel, you feel free to just do those things I mentioned. Or if you'd like to chuck a few quid into the PayPal in the description box below, that would be greatly appreciated. Please also defend the tarot community by making sure that you are blocking and reporting any people who are spammers or trolls, or even worse, people who are scam artists who like to go around saying that, hey, phone me on this WhatsApp number and I'll give you a reading. And, they run off with your money and you're left all by your lonesome and about 50 quid less. So, that said, I'm going to get straight into the reading today. I'm just going to go speak right off the cuff with whatever cards have come out here. I've already shuffled the cards. We're just going to get straight into it. That just leaves me free to just drivel, and after that, that gives me the chance also to make sure that the readings are as succinct as possible. So, for you, Virgo, we start out with your card. This is a Mercury card. This is the Eight of Swords in the reverse. You are coming out of a period... Sorry, why did I say Virgo? So maybe you have Virgo in your chart, but this is Pisces. Pisces, so this is Eight of Swords in the reverse. You are finally coming out of your mind and getting out of your head and, out of all the worries and the challenges and the what ifs that you have been contemplating, throughout this particular period that, came before you. What you are actually looking at, maybe you were in a period in which things were very, very difficult to understand and not clear, almost like moon energy or lunar energy. And now what you're doing is you're coming out of that, because your challenge here is the Fool card in the reverse and the Four of Swords. It's like, I don't want to take any more foolish risk. I need a break. I need to, take some caution for maybe the next few steps that I decide to take in my life. I don't want to spend a lot of that time or waste a lot of that time taking foolish risks. The Four of Swords, what I like to tell people, often comes after a period of heartbreak and disillusionment with the Three of Swords. So the person in the original Rider-Waite tarot card is sat there, in the church, in the cathedral, and they have the Three of Swords hanging above their head with the Ace of Swords underneath. So they're gaining clarity, which is the, Ace of Swords underneath, about the heartache and the pain that they are focused on right now. So it's similar to the Five of Cups, where you have the three cups spilt in front of you, but there's two cups behind. You have the Ace of Swords underneath you, supporting you as your foundation. And that healing and that clarity and that rest comes from the fact of knowing that the difficulties that you faced in the past gave you a sense of enlightenment, that kintsugi medicine that we always talk about, in this channel. And what it does is it leads to, that the capability to move forward, the capability to heal, get back into the fight, which is why the Five of Swords comes after that. Now, what we're going into, we have the Three of Wands in the reverse. Three of Wands oftentimes talks about a period in which you have difficulty waiting for something. So it can be one of two things. You either lose the patience with something that you've been waiting for, or that ship just never comes in. And we're going to clarify this a little bit more just to see. So you got the Two of Wands and You have the Ace of Wands. So it's a lot of wands here. Something told me that was going to happen. You have the Three of Wands, clarified by the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. I've never seen that happen before in the history of tarot, but it's quite beautiful here. 3, 2, 1, countdown, you're out of there. So whatever took place, you realize that something that you really wanted, desired, was not coming in. And what you decided to do is you just stopped planning and you took off, you took action. And in the near future, what you have here is the Page of Cups in the reverse. No, it's the Knight of Cups in the reverse, clarified by the Three of Pentacles. So what we see here is a person who is detaching. They're no longer giving their emotions, they're no longer giving their energy to something, they're no longer investing a lot in something. Maybe they feel just detached from the situation. Whatever it is that you thought was going to come in and that disappointed you and disillusioned you, you are now detaching emotionally from that. And then you're working with your networks and your support groups to try to build something new, or maybe to get over the difficulties that you faced. At the core of all of this, you have the Nine of Cups. And this is about recognizing or trying to pursue your heart's desire. You're seeking your true happiness. And maybe you have that. Maybe at the core of yourself, you do have that. Clarifying that, you know, you have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So despite there being a bit of financial setbacks and things like that, you're trying to put on a brave face. You're trying to just stay centered in your happiness and just move forward in life, because it can be really difficult when you are disappointed in something. Now, for you, you have realized, and this is what is at the crown of everything, you know, well, yeah, Five of Swords. You know that it's been quite a difficult battle. Things have not gone according to plan. You have faced a lot of hardships, a lot of challenges, especially from people who are very cutthroat and very difficult with you. And what you're realizing now is that it's time for you to move on with that. It's not something that you want to be in anymore because it makes you deeply unhappy. So I'm getting the Sun in the reverse as well. It's been a very tough situation, a very difficult time. You've been betrayed, you've been backstabbed, people have not been very nice to you. It makes you deeply unhappy to experience all of that. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to hold your head up high. You're trying to make sure that, you know, people don't see you sweat. The thing is that deep down inside, we know, Pisceans, that you are a very emotional sign. You are very good at putting on a brave face where people are not really fully knowledgeable of what's going on underneath, but you will, on the inside, be able to overcome that and move forward. It is absolutely pissing down outside. As I say that, as I explain about the desire to be emotional. When it rains, it pours. Maybe that's the title of this entire topic. And the reason why I say that is because you have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and then you have the Empress. And what I get from all of this, it's others around you may drop the ball, but not you. You have an abundance within you that allows you to see your self-worth despite all of the things that you are put through and despite all of the forces working against you. There, in a way, for me, it's kind of like a very interesting card, because you have the Two of Pentacles, then the Empress, which is card number 3. That's 2 plus 3, 20. That's 23. That can be 5 for change, but it can also be the number 23, which is about change as well. And experiencing difficulties and being able to overcome those, being a master of change. I think you know that when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I mean, it's a very cliche thing to say, but it actually applies quite well to this reading. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. That's people dropping the ball. It's being overwhelmed with a lot of difficulty. But what that has done for you is actually allowed you to cultivate a strong sense of self-worth and value. And I think that whoever or whatever has triggered these feelings within you, you're now recognizing them for what they are, and you're actually moving into a period where they can no longer dull your shine. All of these things and all these people that have made you very unhappy, who have kept you from making the progress, or have kept you from seeing your own value, you're recognizing that value with or without them. And I think that's a very grand energy to be in, because that's what you want to do. You want to recognize that no matter what people do, no matter how much or how badly people slag you off in life, you can tell them to absolutely get fucked, because you know exactly what your worth is. And that is that's the message that I see and feel coming through in this reading. I say that even more because you have card number 20 for your Oracle card. So I'm reading from the Lenormand Tarot and also its companion, I'm reading from the Steampunk Tarot and then its companion, the Steampunk Lenormand. And this is the message that we have here. So we have here the Fountain. It's about being social, but also being abundant. And that plays into the Empress. The fountain is the eternal spring. It is constantly flowing water and abundance, and all of this, vegetation around shows that abundance as well. It shows that, you have all of the things that you need at any given time to proceed and to move forward through even the darkest of hours, or even the driest of deserts. And when it feels like you're walking through the desert, it can be quite daunting. But what you understand and what you recognize about your situation is that no matter how bad things get in one regard, you will always have the resources, the support, the finances, and the wherewithal, even the inner fortitude and strength to persevere through this. And you also notice here, you have this letter, which talks about correspondences, news, communication, things that are coming in. So that's a card number 27. 2 + 7 is 9. 9 is the card of you're almost there, don't stop moving. And I just finished speaking to, who was it? Virgo about this. Recognize that, even if things try to dim your sense of self-worth, you are always in a position where you can attune your mind to abundance. And what this does is this allows you to manifest this within, and that in turn materializes that in your external world. So it has to manifest in the inner world, the microcosm, in order for it to manifest in the macrocosm, which emulates you, as well as you can emulate the macrocosm as well. So it's a mutual relationship that you have between the inner and outer worlds. When you need things to manifest in the outer world, you have to have those things within first. As also, when you need to materialize something, you have to have the resources and the abundance and the things outside of yourself in order to sometimes feel that happiness within. And so that's kind of the relationship that I feel that you are building. With the Empress, it's very much the same. The Empress is the relationship between the microcosm and the macrocosm. The microcosm being the child, and the macrocosm being the woman, fertile, creative. And both of them are intertwined and connected by the umbilical cord and the placenta. They're physically linked. And what the macrocosm does, the microcosm feels, and vice versa. The microcosm kicks, the macrocosm feels it. And that's precisely the kind of relationship that you're connecting. So with that abundance, you will be able to get the good news and the communication that you're going to receive in the near future. So whatever it is that you're waiting for, job-related, love-related, whatnot, apply this to your own setting and see how this relates to you. But that's it. That's going to be the message. I'm keeping it nice and short. Thank you so much for joining. This is Aluminum Tarot. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, please do 3 things. The first things that I mentioned, like, share, subscribe. Number two, if you'd like to chuck a few quid into my PayPal, please be sure to do that, and I would greatly appreciate that. And number three, block those spammers. If you can follow those three things, amazing. Thank you so much. And until next time, love and light. Take care.